Hi, my name is Nicole Kwan, and I'm part of the This Is My Brave Houston 2020 show. I am performing my essay, The Waves of Our Lives. I was on my way home from the first grade. As I turned a corner to my grandmother's, I saw the flashing red lights of an ambulance. I ran the rest of the way home just as the paramedics were leaving with my grandmother on a stretcher. I was only 6, but within a few hours, I learned that my grandmother has tried to end her life. Depression runs through my family. I hoped to be the exception, but that wasn't to be the case. When I was 15 years old, I immigrated from China to the United States. I studied relentlessly. I was convinced that grades were the most important goal in China and should be to me too. At school, I had no idea how to connect with my peers as an immigrant. I was an outcast. During my junior year, I brought my lunch to the school bathroom every day and locked myself in a stall, thinking, this hamburger that's in my hands is as close to warmth as my life gets. I started to resent life and question the meaning of my existence. I began contemplating a way out. Soon, I was admitted to a local safety net psychiatric center. For the first few weeks at the hospital, I mostly stayed in my room, fearful that if I emerged, I would encounter the kind of cycle I had seen in TV and movies. One morning, I tentatively made my way to the recreation room. A group of patients played a board game, but I sat alone across the room. A few moments later, they invited me to join them. I somehow found the courage to walk over. Our conversation was kind and gentle. Over time, we connected through our struggles. A ruthless communion put me at ease. They became my friends. I met a nurse, Donna, and she shared a piece of advice with me that I will never forget. She said, people are like waves. One wave does not exist without the other. People need people. I immediately thought of the friends I had made in the hospital and our afternoons of quiet conversations and board games. Donna's words were true. People need people. It sounded so simple, but it resonates with me to this day. Even Donna's mere presence next to me that day was a small miracle. I thought of the million things that needed to happen to bring us together. The million waves. The next miracle in my journey occurred after I was discharged from the hospital. I was transferred to a crisis residential unit where I met many homeless people, drug addicts, alcoholics, rape victims, gangsters, and convicted felons. I was shocked because I had never before met people with these kinds of life experiences. In the beginning, it was scary for me to talk to my fellow residents. But after living with them for a few days, I learned that many had been through terrible traumas in their lives. Louis, a former gang member about my age, explained that his entire family avoided him, except his mom. The indestructible bond we have is miraculous. It's what's gotten me this far. I quickly learned that the people who affected my peers the most were not the bullies or abusers, but the people who, through sheer kindness, had kept the people I was talking with alive. The words of the nurse Donna came back to me. People need people. Although my path through mental illness has not been easy, when I think back to the most pivotal moments, there were simply moments when one person showed me the kindness I needed to put one foot in front of the other and take the next step. I now feel that it's my turn to help organize communities and be a part of the conversations like This Is My Brief that simply allow people to come together without judgment, stigma, or fear. I believe in the fundamental kindness and goodness of people, and I also believe that environments can be carefully fostered to evoke these qualities in people. Doing this work is my calling. Though I have not avoided depression that runs through my family, I have avoided the fate of my grandmother who did not have a chance to get help. The difference between us is that I was guided with gentle waves and kind people to a place of healing. My name is Nicole, and this is my brave.